What a welcome. Yeah. Step up.
Welcome to the November 10th, 2025 meeting of the Sandusky City Commission. We'll have an invocation offered by Commissioner Waddington, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
God our Father, as we gather for the meeting this evening, give us the guidance and wisdom to make the proper decisions. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That was weak. Ms. Myers, will you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Pajali?
Here.
Mr. Kuntz?
Here.
Mr. Crable?
Here.
Ms. Fargo?
Here.
Mr. Waddington?
Here.
Mr. Brady?
Here.
Mr. Murray?
Here.
And I see that we have some distinguished guests with us this evening. Ms. Wilson, Mr. Peugeot, and Mr. Tucker. In case anybody here doesn't know who they are the presumptive elected city commissioners beginning January 1st of 2026. Congratulations and welcome to the three of you. Now, our charter or our commission rules provide for us to extend to you the invitation to both attend our meetings and to participate. So jump in anytime you see fit. I can share with you that 12 years ago, Mr. Murray did that early and hijacked the entire commission, and he's never let go. Your behavior, I'm sure, will be better. Commissioners, you have before the minutes of our meeting of October the 27th, 2025. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Pajali.
I move that we accept the minutes of the October 27th meeting as presented.
Second.
Been a motion and a second discussion. Without objection, the motion will be approved, and hearing no objection, that motion is approved. Mr. Orzak, I'm going to break out of our agenda for just a moment and ask that you announce a recent appointment in engineering.
Thank you, Mr. President. Josh Snyder's joining us tonight, and I appointed him as interim Public Works Director starting today. Josh first joined the city in 1999, served as an engineer until 2008. He later became Director of Public Works for the city of Norwalk, a position he held for more than a decade, before returning to Sandusky in 2019 as an assistant engineer and later as a Public Works engineer. Josh is a registered professional engineer in the state of Ohio and a certified professional in stormwater quality. He earned his Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering from Trine University. And on behalf of myself and the staff, we have utmost trust and respect for Josh and really appreciate him stepping up in this interim role. So thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Moving on, we have an update this evening on a very important program in our community called the Grandparents Program. That update's going to be presented by both Sue Doherty of Serving Our Seniors and Tondra Frisbee, our own employee in the Recreation Department.
Good evening. My part of the presentation will be short and sweet. I just would like to thank the commission and thank Jason. Early in the development of the rec center, the city did a survey saying, what do you want out of a rec center? And what I asked happen is that there's an opportunity for character development in our youth and sensitivity to people of older age. And with that, Serving Our Seniors approached the city commission and the city rec department and asked, could we work with you to develop a project, a pilot project for grandparents raising grandchildren. And our coworker, Diana Hearn, could not be here. She's working with the grandparents directly, but while she works with the grandparents, I want to thank the City Commission for Tondra Frisbee and the wonderful work she's doing with the kids. We want more children and teenagers to participate, but this is our starting point, and the quality of the work is exceptional, and I thank the City of Sandusky for its support of this pilot project. Thank you, Jason, and most of all, thank you, Tondra Frisbee.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Frisbee. Again, I'm the Youth Program Supervisor of Rec Department. And when Sue first approached me about doing this, of course, I was excited about working with some kids, but the grandparent part was missing. As respite for the grandparents, we could handle that. But it didn't make sense to me to have the grandparents drop kids off and then toodaloo, and then come back into an environment where we're working with kids to be better. We got to work with grandparents to be better as well. So I worked with the grandparents at the same time that my staff worked with the kids, and this is just some of the stuff that we did. My staff, J.T. Johnson and Jarian Alexander, were in charge of the portion with the kids. They would come, both grandparents and the kids would come at the same time. For 1 hour, the staff would work with them and do worksheets, like allow me to introduce myself, positive goal settings, being a good friend, those kind of things like that. And I am valuable. Then they wrote a letter of thanks at the end to their grandparents for being in place of their parents. And at the same time, I'm working with the grandparents, which we had 5 grandparents and 10 grandchildren. And there was an introduction of grandparents. We have a grandparent, Rochelle Lombardi, out here. You want to come up and say something? Lombardi. You want to come up and say something? You can come up and I just wanted you to say something about what the impact that you had out of the program. But they did about people who support me and getting healthy, her emotional temperature gauge, like how, because it's very difficult working with this population. If you're a grandparent in that generation and you got younger kids, it's a gap there. So I was trying, because I'm raising a 15-year-old, and I work with kids every day, so I know my finger's on the pulse, and I know the language that they're using. We did an exercise with slang words from back in the day, as opposed to slang words today, and it was pretty cute. It was a goal-setting worksheet. It was a pretty awesome program. So, and during that time, it was the summer. So I got Jennifer Ashburn involved because of the reading portion of it. So the kids that were in the summer program, which was her granddaughter Camille, was involved in writing this poetry book, and it says, "The Poetry of My Grandmother's Love." And so they worked all summer. And here's my star right here. He just came in. And Izzy is another grandparent. This is Taraje. Taraje is part of my program. And this guy right here, when he first started coming to our program, it was before the grandparents raising grandkids. He was just part of the after school and summer break program. And we really, really worked with him, and we got him to the point now where he's one of the guys that I have give tours. He's one of the guys that I have do the introduction to the new students that come every month. And you want to say something about the program this summer?
The program
What's your name first?
My name is Taraje Myers. The program is the best program you could go to. I had help learning. It's the best program I can ever go to. And I love the program. It's so good. It helps you do your homework and stuff. And it helps you learn how to read.
Mm-hmm. Much, Taraje. And so just to end this, and thank you, Izzy and Rochelle. You guys are awesome. We had some other grandparents that couldn't make it with the grandkids, a lot of sickness going on. But to end this, I just wanted to read Camille's letter, her final letter to her Nana. And it says, "Thank you for being there for me when I need you. Thank you for taking care of me when I'm sick. Thank you for making me meals and making sure I have clothes and shoes." That was to her grandma. And this is Taraje's to his grandma. Did you know about this letter? Did you know this, Izzy? First time you heard about it? Okay. So it says, "Grandma, thank you for buying me clothes. I also want to thank you for making me food. You show me love with kisses and hugs. I love you for that. Thank you for taking care of me. I love you." That's the program. It's a pilot program. We wanted to continue. Sue, are you crying? So we wanted to continue, and we ended it with a gathering at Clubhouse 3 with all of the kids and my staff, just to have some fun times and let them be kids. But, you know, this is very important to our community. It's very important. We have so many grandparents that are raising their grandkids, but some of them don't fall in the age group to be in serving our seniors. So that's something else that happens. But I appreciate you, Sue, for thinking of me and giving me this opportunity to work with the grandparents and the kids of our program. Thank you very much.
Tandra, before I let you get away, a couple questions.
Oh, yes,
that I
sir.
had, and maybe the commissioners have questions also.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know it's a pilot program. How big was it? How many people?
Well, like I said, we had 5 grandparents that were all part of the serving our seniors before I even got involved. So this was a program that can you come up and?
So we started off with 9, but not all 9 stayed with it, but we had steady participation with 5.
Okay. And cost-wise, what did this cost us? What do you have in money in something like this?
So for this first year, we spent $10,000. And that's to support the grandparents in their activities, plus we also used it to support the activities that the Sandusky Rec Department did specifically for the Grandparents Raising Grandchildren program.
Additional comments or questions, Commissioner?
I have
Mr. Coons.
quick comments, not necessarily questions, but maybe one will come to me as I talk about this. But one of the things that you all don't know, where you do, Sue, because Denny Muratory reached out to you from Sandusky City Schools, the superintendent, and I gave our president some information about a Parent Summit 2026. That was something that we started with the NAACP years ago, and then the Sandusky City Schools actually took it on a few years after we did it. One of the things that would be interesting, we're looking at late March, right before the break to do it, is it'll give us time to find out who some of these other parents, grandparents are. Although it's for parents, it's for grandparents as well. So instead of that 9, you'll probably have about 50.
Hope so. Thank you. And
Yeah.
I am so grateful that the school's doing that.
Additional comments or questions?
I was just going to ask, when are you going to start the program again?
So the program's still going on now. What we started with was a Saturday respite for the summer.
Okay.
And so the children are involved in the after-school program, and then my coworker Diane Hearn works with the grandparents, and then she organizes days for the grandparents to spend time with Tandra.
Okay.
And so that's still continuing throughout this year. So
Okay.
we're still
It'll go
doing
for
it,
the whole
and we
year.
are looking for more grandparents at age 60 or older who are raising children of elementary age or teenagers. So please, if you live in the city of Sandusky School District, we would like to work with you.
Thank you.
Additional questions?
Last thing, this is Izzy Myers, and she watch yourself. I just wanted to hear, you heard a voice from one of the grandkids. I wanted to have a voice from one of the grandparents.
Yes, my name is Isadora Cunningham. I am Taraje's grandmother, and the impact that I have on the grandparents is so significant. And then with middle school, helping for us to be able to go out there and sit as a group and talk and tell the stories we have, because each one of us have different things that we're going through. And I just want to thank Ms. Tandra and middle school for letting us be a part of this. Thank you.
I think that's perhaps the most we've ever clapped in this room. Move to the public portion of our meeting. Any residents with comments regarding tonight's agenda items, please step to the podium and share with us your name and your address and your agenda comments.
Yes, Tim Schwanger, 362 Sheffield Way. Congratulations to the new city commissioners. It's after the first of the year, right? I have a question on item letter C, which is the Causeway Wetlands. This must be for a new project for 2026. And the question would be, do we foresee any money being spent from the city's budget on this project if we do not get the funding through ODNR? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schwanger. Additional comments from the public regarding agenda items? Now we'll move to commissioners. You have before you several communications from staff recommending various pieces of legislation. Can I have a motion to accept those?
So moved. Second.
Been a motion and a second. Discussion. Without objection, that motion will be approved. Hearing no objection, that motion is approved. Commissioners, we have 3 items on the consent agenda this evening. Do any of you wish to move any of these items to the regular agenda? Ms. Myers, you present the consent agenda.
Item A, liquor license for DDT Incorporated. Item B, approval to purchase rock salt for calendar year 2026 from Morton Salt Incorporated. Item C, approval of grant application submission to ODNR for CP Causeway Wetlands.
Commissioners, having heard this ordinance, resolution, and a liquor permit change in ownership application, what is your pleasure?
Mr. President?
Mr. Crable.
Yes, I would move approval of items A through C, be they ordinance or resolution, in full accordance with the city charter, section 14.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. Discussion. Ms. Myers, you call the roll on that motion, please.
Mr. Pajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Wantington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes, except abstain as to item C.
Now, Ms. Myers, you call the roll on that ordinance, resolution, and the change in ownership in the liquor permit.
Mr. Pajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Wantington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes, except abstain as to item C.
Those items are passed. Ms. Myers, you present item number 1 on the regular agenda.
It is requested an ordinance be passed authorizing and directing the city manager to enter into an agreement for professional services with K.E. McCartney and Associated Incorporated of Mansfield, Ohio for inspection services for the Cleveland Road Safety Improvement Project and declaring that this ordinance shall have immediate effect in accordance with Section 14 of the city charter.
Commissioners, having heard this ordinance, how do you wish to proceed?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
I move for the adoption of this ordinance under suspension of the rules in full accordance with Section 14 of the city charter.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. Discussion. Ms. Myers, you poll the commission on that motion, please.
Mr. Pajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes, sorry.
Mr. Wantington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
And now on the ordinance.
Mr. Pajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Wantington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
That ordinance is passed. I'm going to back up to item C on the consent agenda and ask Mr. Snyder if he would provide us with a comment or if you have the answer to the question that was asked regarding that particular piece of legislation. I think I know the answer, but it's always better to hear it from the experts.
Yeah, if the grant is not received, we will not move forward with the project. This is a addition to the wetlands there off the west side of Chaussee.
And Mr. Snyder, there may be some confusion by the general public reading that. Does this have anything to do with creating more cells in that area, or is this taking care of with the cells that are there?
I've not seen the refined plans for this one, but my understanding is it's amending the cells that are there and addressing the remaining dredgings, putting them in those cells that exist. Yeah.
And there is still some capacity left in those cells, but not a great deal.
Correct.
Great. That's my understanding also. Thank you, Mr. Snyder. Moving to item number 2, Ms. Myers.
It is requested an ordinance be passed authorizing and directing the city manager to enter into a design-build contract with Monroe Reconstruction Incorporated of Fremont, Ohio for the Sandusky Water Pollution Control Digester No. 2 Rehabilitation Project and declaring this ordinance shall take immediate effect in accordance with Section 14 of the city charter.
Commissioners, having heard this ordinance, how do you wish to proceed?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Coombs.
move for approval of this ordinance under item 2 in full accordance with section 14 of the city charter.
Second.
Been a motion and a second discussion.
Mr. President, if I may, I'm going to express a number of thoughts here. Number one, thanks to our staff. This is a project that has been hanging out there for 2 years, give or take, Josh, in that range. And so I want to express my appreciation to our staff for finally getting a product in front of us here this evening. Secondly, as I was preparing for this evening's meeting, I was able to learn that the county was a great deal more involved in this process, this particular process, and getting to this decision than maybe they've been in some time. At least that's the feedback that I got. And to that, I think that's great because in essence, and to the degree the city, the public knows this or doesn't know this, about 46% of any of these kinds of capital projects with our water and sewer system, in this case, sanitary sewer, 46% of the cost is picked up by the county, okay, and that's by agreement. I don't even remember how far back that agreement goes, but it goes back a long way. And so I think it's important that they be involved in this because they're essentially picking up almost half of the cost of doing it. So I think kudos go to the process in that regard. There are a couple of concerns that I have, that I've had with this, and I've expressed these to the city manager, at least some of it. One is, I was kind of surprised when I saw that this was put out as a design-build project, because it's kind of a repair maintenance sort of thing. It's not a new capital construction type project. And I think, and others may feel differently than me, but my viewpoint has been that design-build is more commonly used for new construction. Let's say the rec center, we're out on a design-build process for that. So I was a little surprised by that. And I know that the rationale for it was we thought that we could do it less expensively this way. And I don't know the answer to whether we've accomplished that or we haven't. And I don't know that there's any way to know that, frankly, because it's not being put out to bid, it's being done through design build. The second thing that concerned me, and I expressed this to the city manager earlier today, and I got a response, was that the original estimate for this project, and I don't know why my memory goes back this far on this, but was considerably less than what the price is that we're looking at tonight. It, give or take, ballpark it, I think it was like half of where we are this evening. And that's a considerable difference. Now, I understand perfectly that when you try to you try to project and make an estimate on a project, that it's difficult. It can be a little murky, a little bit of a gray area. But we typically don't miss by double. And so that's a bit of a concern to me as well. And it kind of leaves open the question of why did it double? And I'm not sure that I have a solid answer on that. You can address it or not, but I'm not quite sure how we got to where we got to on the price given where we started. I tend to be a bit of a budget hawk, and it's just kind of my nature. I've joked with many people over the years that one of my favorite things to do is sit down and look at spreadsheets, and Michelle has given me many spreadsheets over the last number of months. But I guess I would like to have a better understanding of that. Having said all of this is a project that we need to move forward. Okay, I get it. What I'm hoping is that we can, as we move forward from today, moving forward into next year, then the year after, et cetera, that maybe Commission can be a little better informed as to what the process is, where we are, and why some of these things are happening, rather than they're having to come up kind of at the last minute. That's kind of the feel from up here, because I didn't even know this was going to come up for a vote until, essentially the agenda was published. Those are some of the things that concern me. But I do applaud the process for A, getting a product in front of us to vote on, and B, the staff's efforts, and C, the fact that, the county was much more involved in the process. So with that, if you wish to respond, that would be fine.
Sure. Yeah. So the $1 million number was floated about 2 years ago when the need for the project was brought up. We had it inspected on our own dime. We had it inspected, the digester, to assess what all was wrong with it. So we had a detailed inspection by a qualified firm. The $1 million number was after that, and it was from wastewater staff. We've not gotten $1 million in any estimate from any of the engineers involved. That came purely from staff. So that number that was hatched a long time ago was not based on a current number, and it was staff looking at takeoffs from other projects, whether they're comparable to ours, I don't know. And I'm not even sure who vendor-wise they were talking to get that number. So to use that as a starting point, it really wasn't, other than word of mouth and what wastewater staff had brought up and said it could be $1 million project. So we didn't know what we didn't know until we had an engineer involved and got down the road with design, and they're going, $1 million is not going to do this. This is not $1 million project. So ever since then, the real number's not been $1 million. We let the county know as soon as we knew it wasn't $1 million project, and as this has progressed. So, and then obviously in the last year, we've had a lot of crazy things in the market with steel and things that drove it even higher than the number that was real back then 2 years ago. So,
okay. Mr. Snyder, I think it would really be a stretch for anyone to imagine this as a maintenance, as a repair or under a maintenance category. I know that we paid Structure Point in July of 2024 a fee to do a complete analysis. The analysis they came back with was this is a 47-year-old piece of equipment in a sewage environment, which I am absolutely amazed that it lasts 47 years in that toxic of an environment, number one. Number two, we're not repairing a few welds in a digester or repairing a roof in a digester. We're getting a brand new digester out of this.
yeah, except for the concrete. That was the good news, is that it wasn't a total rebuild. The concrete structure itself was in fact in good condition. So
hard to wreck
everything else, but
hard to wreck the concrete.
Yes.
Mr. President,
Mr. Crable,
if I might, do we know what caused the failure? Do we have a solid, concrete idea? Pardon me, I didn't mean that as a pun, concrete. But do we have a a solid idea what caused this to fail,
I mean,
other than the age?
it's multiple things, but age and corrosion. It's in an environment where there's gases, there's methanes, there's sewer that eat metals, that eats any type of, well, that's really what failed. It's everything that was metals what failed. So
Are we having the
it's-
same problem with other digesters?
they are on similar track. We have one. We actually have a sister to this one that's a similar vintage that will not be far behind. The only lining, if there's a silver lining in any of this, is that we can somewhat rip off the plans from this digester and what we do and mimic the same thing in the other one. But yeah, when it's at the end of its useful life, it's at the end of its useful life. And I don't know what additionally can be done to preserve metal in those environments.
Okay. Thank you.
Additional comments or questions, Commissioner?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Bray?
I would ask the law director to take a moment to spell out for the benefit of the incoming commissioners the process that we go through in awarding a contract like this. So it's pretty similar whether it's a request for qualifications or it's a request for permission to bid. We put those out there. Contractors respond. We then have a process by which, so the commission approves the first piece of legislation that allows the staff to take it out for bid. And the commission also approves the first piece of legislation that allows it to go out for requests for proposals, as in the case of a design build, and which this commission approved earlier this year. And then following that, bids are received or qualifications are received. And as long as it's a qualified bid, there might be some qualifications you want to add to that, but as long as it's a qualified bid and it's the best and the lowest, then that is something that we are contractually required, as a matter of law, to award. The same with design build. When that comes, it is my understanding that goes through a vetting process. Staff evaluates and scores those, and whoever is the winner of that bid or that contract must be awarded to them. That's my understanding, but I'd appreciate any gloss that you would like to add to that or corrections.
Yeah, I feel like I'm under cross-examination. The answer is yes. To what you said, it was a very good summary of the,
thank you.
of the process.
I learned something in being here for 15 years.
We need to get a light and shine right on you to do that.
Mr. Chair.
I don't know if you...
And I would say, with this situation, there was one bid. And the only thing I would say going forward is it would be nice to, is that typical? And I asked our city manager this, do we know, do you get less bids when it's design build, or do you get more bids when you bid? And the answer is really, not necessarily, it depends, you just don't know all the time. There's no guarantee of anything, but it'd be nice to see more people want to bid, so we would have something else to look at.
Mr. Hastings, did you have more to add? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to point out, as Mr. Murray did, the distinction between engineer bid and design build, which is what we did in this process, hoping to get more qualified proposals, but we still only got one.
Interestingly enough, it's always unfortunate that you only get one, but you compare that to our roundabout bids, which are due the 19th of this month. We got 12 interested bidders on that. Now, will we get 12 bids? Probably not, but at least we started out with 12 people taking plans out. That's a pretty good sign you're going to get more than one bid. And I think that always
Yeah, well, and part of that, this is a pretty specialized
Yes,
field.
I was gonna say,
There aren't that
every
many
47
people that
years.
make digesters in the world.
And Mr. Sider, I was, I can't help but think that this is a 47-year-old piece of equipment. I've been uncomfortable now for 17 of the last 18 months because we have literally been on life support having only one digester. If it fails, we are up a creek, aren't we? I soften that comment.
Be careful.
Yeah, but we are up that creek.
Yeah, it puts us in a bad spot, obviously. At your plants, you have redundancy intentionally. So absent one of your primary digesters, which this one is, it puts a lot of burden on the second primary digester. So if something happens with that mechanically, that one goes down, we're kind of in trouble, which could result in up to including, and I'm not threatening, overflowing, right? Like, which we never want to do, but that's a reality that when you miss a part of the process, that treatment process, that is a real coincidence.
And my understanding is the completion of this is 12 to 18 months from now.
Yes.
The next commission can hold their breath for 17 months.
Yeah, sure.
Got it. Okay. Good luck. Additional comments or questions?
I have a question. So why did they wait so long?
Mr. Snyder, can you share with us some of the hurdles that we went through in a timeline? I know you have that before you.
Sure. So it's been inoperable for about 2 years, and 2 years ago we said, hey, let's get this thing cleaned out so we can get someone to assess it and look at it and see what's wrong with it. So rewind to about a year and a half ago, we had to go through the process. We did the bidding. We did the bidding for the cleaning. Okay, we got it cleaned. We did the bidding for the inspection and awarded it to a consultant, and the consultant came in. We had to line up. So that all those steps take time, and it's that process. And then we got to involve the county and ABC. We have to have all of these meetings and kind of outline what our steps are going to be with them. So including selecting who the design build firm is. So here we are. Yeah, it's a long road for sure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Myers, you poll the commission on that motion, please.
Mr. Bajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Waddington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
And now on the ordinance.
Mr. Bajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Waddington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
That ordinance is passed. Get it ordered, Josh.
Amazon.
Ms. Myers, you present item number 3.
It is requested an ordinance be passed authorizing and directing the city manager to approve the first and final change order for work performed by Great Lakes Demolition Company, LLC of Clyde, Ohio, for the Columbus Avenue Reconstruction and Streetscape project, and declaring this ordinance shall take immediate effect in accordance with Section 14 of the city charter.
Commissioners, having heard this ordinance, how do you wish to proceed?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Coons?
move for approval of this ordinance under item 3 in full accordance with section 14 of the city charter.
Second.
Been a motion and a second discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I would just note that this is a give back of $118,000 and some change, so I wanted to point that out. It's good to get something
That's
back.
exactly why I moved it from the consent agenda to the regular agenda, so you could point that out. Thank you.
It's exciting to see the project come to final conclusion.
Excellent. Good job engineering again. Ms. Myers, you call a roll on that motion, please.
Mr. Bajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Waddington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
And now on the ordinance.
Mr. Bajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Waddington? Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
That ordinance is passed. Ms. Myers, you present our last item, item number 4.
It is requested a resolution be passed declaring the necessity for the city to proceed with the proposed West Monroe Street Rehabilitation Project, Camp Street to Decatur Street, approving the specifications and engineer's estimate of costs thereof, and directing the city manager to advertise for and receive bids in relation thereto, and declaring this resolution shall take immediate effect in accordance with Section 14 of the city charter.
Commissioners, having heard this resolution, what is your pleasure?
Mr. Chair,
Ms. Fargo.
I move for the adoption of this ordinance under suspension of resolution, under suspension of the rules in accordance with Section 14 of the city charter.
Second.
Been a motion and a second discussion. Ms. Myers, you call the roll on that motion, please.
Mr. Bajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Waddington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady? Mr. Murray?
Yes.
And now on the resolution.
Mr. Bajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Waddington?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
That resolution is passed. Mr. Snyder, you're following very closely in Mr. Klein's footsteps by spending millions of dollars.
Sure, yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That concludes our regular agenda. We'll turn to our city manager for his report.
Good evening, Commissioners, audience, and staff. Sandusky Fire would like to thank Tractor Supply for a donation of $500. The donation was made to Sandusky Fire as part of their Hometown Heroes initiative, recognizing local first responders and military members. Thanks, Tractor Supply, for continued support. Get a motion to accept that donation.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second discussion. Objection, that motion be approved. Hearing no objection, that motion is approved with our thanks.
I have quite a few for Park and Rec. Would like to thank Leslie Millis Farms for donating 40 pumpkins for the pumpkin drop. Witches Walk for a $1,000 donation that used to partially pay for internet service at Mills at the Rec. Stephanie Mayfield for a donation of fabric to be used for Make It So Easy program at Mills. That's a $200 value. Hannah Smith for donating cookies for Halloween at Mills. Debbie Rowe McGinnis for donating a sewing machine, and Leanne Lutman for donating supplies for the craft room. If we get a motion to accept all those donations.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second discussion. Without objection, that motion will be approved. And hearing no objection, those motions are approved with our thanks to all those folks.
As a reminder, in between any snowfall, citywide leaf collection begins this. It was a joke. Citywide leaf collection begins Tuesday, November 12th. The schedule and additional information can be found at www.cityofsandusky.com/leaf collection. There's a drop-off area for bag leaves on Marquette Drive entrance to the City Service Center. It's open through the end of January. For a question about the city's leaf collection program, call 419-627-5829. And then Community Development would like to invite the community members to attend upcoming public workshops focused on new housing opportunities in 3 focus areas identified through the Housing Development Accelerator. The public workshops are at GNC Foundry Focus Area, will be on November 12th at noon at the Erie County Health Department. The Cold Creek Focus Area will be November 12th at 5:30 at the Sandusky Career Center. And the MacArthur Park Focus Area will be Thursday, November 13th at 11 a.m. at Sandusky Reckitt Mills. For more information, you can visit www.cityofsandusky.com/accelerator. That concludes my report. I'll take any questions you have.
Questions for the city manager, Commissioner?
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Gordon.
For John, and it'd probably be Colleen, but the meetings that have been set up, those times, 11:30 and 12 for those other 2 in the middle of the day, are those the most convenient times for the residents to be able to come and express their thoughts for this?
It won't be the only time that they have to express their thoughts. This is the initial gathering. We will post everything on our website and continue to collect information.
Okay. I feel for all of our meetings, for our ribbon cutting ceremonies, for everything we do, I wish we could focus a little bit more so we could have more participation when people are available. And I know people work different times, different jobs for different hours, but I think, late afternoon to early evening for whatever we do as city business, I think would benefit more of our residents just for future.
I do believe that we did poll some of the folks that were involved in the South Side plan for the MacArthur Park, and they did suggest that late morning would be best.
Okay.
Good suggestion.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Pajala.
Just for the public, and I had to check with Mr. Waddington, the Sandusky Career Center is Venice School, as I would know it. Okay, thank you.
Any additional items of old business? Any items of old business, Commissioners? Items of new business, then? Any items of new business?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Coons.
I just have a few things, and it might be beneficial for the new commissioner-elects, but also those of us who will remain here after January 1st. And that is, I'm hoping that we'll probably need your leadership, some of your expertise on this too, as it relates to the appointments of board members and those who are on committees and commissions. I think that one of the things that's difficult for me, I can't speak for everybody else here, but there are times when the names come to us and we haven't had an opportunity to see who else had applied before, what their qualifications are, And I just like to know those kinds of things. So I'm hoping that as we move forward, the new commissioners, that you think about those things as well, and we say, wait a minute, is there a better way to do this? I don't know. I don't want to step outside of my bounds, so I would always defer to Stu as it relates to some of these issues and whether or not we're able to do something different. So I just wanted to put that on the table. I'm not making any kind of motion or anything because we did speak briefly about it. So that's one. I have another one as it relates to, and I mentioned this earlier when they gave their presentation about grandparents. It's really significant and really important to me that the city plays some kind of role as it relates to a parent summit 2026. I'm not quite sure what that would be, but I think there's some bright minds here that we can put our heads together along with staff and be able to provide some sessions where we're giving information out to parents about some resources that are available to them. And I think that would go a long way for them to understand that, look, the city has things that I didn't even know about, so that's a good way for us to do those kinds of things as well. And I think that pretty much covers it for me. So that's a conversation we'll be having. I'm thinking we probably should start that conversation about our involvement, what role we play in the Parent Summit before you all come on. So thank you. That's really all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Coons.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Murray.
Just a few historical points raised by Commissioner Coons. The city has participated in the Parent Summit in the past. I've taught at least one course there. I think it was about the city budget or the process by which legislation is passed. I can't recall what it is now, but I don't know they do welcome our participation. I think we've had tables there in the past. And the boards and commissions, that'll be up to the next commission to decide how to do that. I will tell you, historically, for all the years I've been on the commission, it's been like pulling teeth to get people to apply and to fill these positions. It is often really, really hard to do it. And once we get them and they get some experience, we're grateful for that. And sometimes it's hard to keep them. So we're very grateful for the many men and women who volunteer for these positions. None of them are paid, and it's always a struggle to keep them filled, especially with those that require some of the expertise like Landmark and some of the other specialized boards.
Additional items and new business. I have something that I've individually reached out to most of you commissioners and received some of your thoughts on it, and that's that I don't think any of us anticipated this government shutdown to last quite as long as it has. It appears it might be inching towards a conclusion today or tomorrow or maybe by the end of the week, but some of the damage has certainly already been done in that SNAP benefits, I think, have been shut off as of a few days ago. And I don't think any of us realized how dramatically that would affect our own local population. I asked our city manager to reach out to both Victory Kitchen and I think Ogo a couple weeks ago, and he did. And they said they were okay at the time. Well, okay at the time is maybe not okay today or tomorrow. That's been a week or two ago. And I've shared with all of you my intention to ask for a motion of financial support for two of the many very worthy local establishments that feed the hungry. They're Victory Kitchen and Father's Heart Church. Both of these operations are located in the city of Sandusky, and although hunger does not realize where the center line of Perkins Avenue is, that's certainly a reality. I think it is prudent if we have support for something like this that we try to spend our tax dollars on a couple of institutions that are located in the city, and that we can draw the conclusion that the majority of their clients are probably city residents. Neither of them are asking for residency requirements to be fed. Anybody that shows up at either place is going to get a meal. So my proposal in a motion form would be that we make available to Victory Kitchen a total amount of $20,000, but to be expended at the rate of $5,000 a week until we're certain that this federal government is reopened and their benefits, specifically the SNAP benefits, are restored. So our all-in price to them would be $20,000 as a donation if it lasts another 4 weeks. If it lasts another week, which we're all hopeful that it does, we'll be in for $5,000. I'd put that in the form of a motion and ask for your consideration of that.
So moved.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. Discussion. Ms. Myers, will you poll the commission on that motion?
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Pajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Waddington? Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
That motion is passed. Now, I'm not done with you because,
Mr. President,
You got it.
Mr. Hastings,
may I ask just one little clarification? You mentioned two charities.
cool, keep me legal.
Yeah, you mentioned two charities. Was that just for Victory's Kitchen or is,
I'm going to do a separate motion for another charity.
okay.
I was getting to that. Yes, thank you, Mr. Hastings. The second organization I mentioned was Father Heart's Church, and they are somewhat unique also. They actually reached out to our city manager a few days ago now, asking for a $5,000 donation, and their business model allows that $5,000 to stretch them out 5 weeks. Their grocery bill for Father's Heart Church is just a little less than $1,000 a week. So a $5,000 donation to them feeds 2,700 people in a month. So I think that's, for getting bang for your buck, I think that's a very worthy cause also. And that's not to say other organizations are not, but I think targeting these two makes sense. I would ask for a motion to approve a one-time immediate $5,000 donation to Father's Heart Church.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
And I'll thank the law director for keeping you on the straight and narrow because I need the help. It's not an easy task sometimes.
And out of jail, hopefully. There's been a motion, I think there's been a second?
Yep.
Ms. Myers, will you poll the commission on that motion?
Mr. Pajali?
Yes.
Mr. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Ms. Fargo?
Yes.
Mr. Waddington? Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
And I want you all to know that I didn't do this blindly. I made Mr. Orzak get our finance director in a hammerlock and get the money out of her. So Michelle has assured us that she'll find that money somewhere. Additional items of new business. Residents' comments on any item pertaining to city business, please come to the podium and give us your name and address and tell us your thoughts.
Richard?
Mr. Murray.
Murray, Senior. I just want to thank the staff and all of you legislators that have done all this work in the past, and the three who will do it in the future. I was born and raised within 3 blocks of here on Adams Street. I lived there with my family until the day that Peggy and I, Dennis's mother, and I were married. I love the city of Sandusky, and I always have. And I was heartened when Dennis, as a teenager, took on the same love for our community. It is a wonderful community, not just because of where we are, but because of all of those who have peopled this city. It's a remarkable city, and you have a remarkable responsibility as legislators and as future legislators in January to consider the future of all these fine people throughout the generations who will come back and will honor you with being residents who are people of integrity. We have a populace here in Sandusky of people who have integrity, who welcome participating in the city and in the city's endeavors. I mean, I heard Dennis talk about the difficulty in getting people sometimes to fill these positions, but largely that's a matter of not letting them know how much we appreciate what they do. I can't thank the staff enough because I've heard Dennis say over all these years to me, you can't believe how fine a staff we have here in the city. So you have a great responsibility. You fill it very well. The city benefits immensely the legislative prerogatives that you've exercised over these years. But all I can say to add it is I want to thank all of you. I want to thank in particular my cousin Dick Brady, and I especially want to thank my son Dennis, because he has taken to heart the best interest of the community, and for that I will forever remain grateful, Dennis. So thank you all very much. One thing, please, I'm honored to have my granddaughter. I don't know if you all know Melanie, but
Melanie is trying to find a rock.
Dennis, you need to talk to him.
Cut from the same cloth, sorry.
It'll thrill you. Melanie is really talented.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Murray.
First, thanks to my father, but secondly, for those up here who are saying your father's embarrassing your daughter, I would point out to you that I'm cut from the same cloth and I did it to her a couple weeks ago.
Mr. Hastings, Mr. Murray did not exceed his 5 minutes, did he?
No, he did not.
I'd hate to cut my cousin off, but I wouldn't.
No, I was timing it.
Okay. Additional comments from the audience on any item pertaining to city business?
Hi, Lisa Mazuka, 814 Bardshar Road. Thank you, Commissioner Kuntz, for your comments regarding selection of members for the boards and commissions, and that's actually why I'm here today. In March of 2023, I was appointed and approved by the City Commission then to serve as an alternate on the Housing Appeals Board. It was always my understanding that the purpose of serving as an alternate was to, at the appropriate time, and eventually serve as a member of the board. My understanding was affirmed when, after losing one of our board members, an alternate was moved into the role on the board. Midway through 2024, the 5-member board was reduced to only 4. I continued to serve as an alternate, and I made a request in October of 2024 to be moved to a regular member position. At that time and afterwards, I received no response to my request, and the 5th seat sat open for around a year while I continued to attend every meeting and serve as an alternate. During my time as an alternate, I feel my professional knowledge as a real estate appraiser and my knowledge of housing, the understanding that I brought of the city code, and my heart for my community. I feel I have been an asset to the board. At the most recent Housing Appeals Board meeting in October, I became aware that a new member had been appointed. This occurred, I later figured out, at the August meeting during the manager's report. The decision to reject me despite my 2.5 years of serving as an alternate has left me confused as to the purpose of serving as an alternate on the board. When I contacted this commission and Mr. Orzak, the official response was that the reasons for my rejection could be given to me in a private meeting with Mr. Orzak. I requested that these responses, these reasons, be put in an email, and I have yet to receive reasons, and I find it hard to believe that the reason the city manager will not put into writing are going to be unbiased and ethical, because something like that should be able to be put in writing. And I'm left only with speculation. So I hope by bringing my concerns here, this issue can be resolved in a manner reflective of this commission and the city's desire to attract more qualified citizens to serve on these boards, as Mr. Orzak pointed out to me in the email and Mr. Murray just recently stated. So I thank you for your time, and thank you all for what you do.
Thank you, Ms. Mazuka. Additional comments from the audience regarding any item of city business?
Tim Schwanger, 362 Sheffield Way again. I'm going to jump on board with Ms. Mizuka back there. After the first of the year, I'd encourage Mr. Kuntz, maybe you could take the lead with this commission to take a look at how we do all the committees. Folks, it's not that hard to get people. There's people out there that want to serve. I know for a fact there's 43 applications on file through the commission clerk for volunteers for the different boards that we have in the city of Sandusky. We just keep recycling the same people over and over on these boards. Last week, or a couple weeks ago, we nominated a local attorney, and he's on, I think, 3 other committees, or at one time he was. We just keep recycling the same people over and over again. There's people that want to serve. I've applied. I used to be on one of the boards, which was the Bayfront Quarter Committee. And under the previous city manager, him and I did not see eye to eye. So guess who got booted off that committee? Mr. Schwanger. There's too much personal preference going on in these committees, and that needs to stop after the first of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schwager. Additional comments from the audience on any item pertaining to